Okay, so we're going to show you guys today, this is our black bear we've been working on, and we'll show you working on the head. We're going to process this ourselves. We do all of our own quote-unquote taxidermy. I only salt dry, but I do it myself.
Our methods may not be the same as a taxidermist.
No, they probably aren't going to be, but it works for me. One thing I wanted to show you guys is, look at her nose. She's all skinned up, scarred up, whatever. She's been making some trouble. Okay, so I've worked on the one side of the head, and then I'll show you that one in just a second. So you're starting, basically keep as close to the head as you can, and if you leave too much on the pelt, then you do. So the most important thing on your head is your ear, okay? And the ear is way down there further than you would think. So we cut this one, see the ear canal? We cut that from way down here on the skull. So if you cut that short, then you have just lost your ear. So you want to, because that's an integral part to your pelt, you want to make sure you do that correctly. And I'll show you that in a second. So here's actually the ear already. So keep an eye on where you're at all times. This is the ear down here. It's just this lump. You go, oh, well, this is just whatever, and you cut it off, and you've got nothing. So basically, you want to come down really, really far, much further than you think it ought to be. And stay really, really close to the skull on the ear side there. This is my off side. You have a good side and a bad side when you're doing this. That's my bad side, unfortunately. So keep an eye on where it is. It feels like a little bit of cartilage. That's all it is. And kind of pinch it up. Make sure you're not puncturing it, because you don't. Apparently this is one of the places people ruin them, is on the ear. So it's way down on, almost on the cheek, and just kind of stay hugging the bone of the head there. See, there's his ear canal right there, way down there. So you want to be as close as you can to the head there, or else I could have just monkeyed that up. And even if you're just doing this for you, of course you want a decent product. She had some wax in her ears. Maybe she should have listened a little better. Okay, so see, now that's the ear. And we'll work it back carefully, because you don't want to hit the other side of the ear either. So you're staying, again, you don't have to go up in this meat and stuff. Just keep pinching it. Keep trying to be aware of where you're at, because you can ruin it in a hurry. Okay, so that's your ear almost away. And we didn't monkey it up yet. Good for us. And it's not the end of the world. We've got some owies on this guy. You know, it happens. You're not going to see that when it's laying on the floor or on the wall. And you can also pull the pelt over when you're processing it to put on the board, so that those owies are smaller. Okay, so you're working it, again, as close to the skull as you can. Because now, the next thing you need to be aware of, you've got your ear's fine. Where's the eye, okay? Because apparently that's another place people monkey it up. So keep aware, the eye is about another inch. So I'm going to be digging deep on this one, because you want to make sure you don't monkey up your eye. Watch how the contour is going, and you can kind of poke around to see if you can detect the divot where the eye is. Not there yet, but we're getting there. So keep it kind of deep, and then look again, where's the eye? And you're looking for the back corner of the eye, and it's right there. So that doesn't look like it's right there, but it is. So go deeper. Okay, there we are, right there. There's the beginning of the eye. So deep. And once we reveal the socket a little bit, you can see what's going on. There it is right there. But the eyelid is back there a little bit further. So keep going a little deeper. There's the eye right there. So even go into the socket a little bit. You're not in a hurry with this. You're just, you want to go along at a good slow pace on these harder spots. And tension, as it was on the rest of it, is key to doing your pelt. Okay, I can feel the bone right under there because just like us, we don't have much around that. Okay, so we're just gonna go ahead and way back here. We're gonna start. My razor blade's starting to get dull, but that's kind of okay because then you don't have as many accidents. Okay, so we're starting to get there. I may have to flip it. You're starting to get some movement of what the eye is. Again, go down in there a little bit. Stay real hugged close. There's the color of the eye. So we're getting there. Just gonna work everything back. Here's the slit of the eyelid right there. Okay, so see how easy that would be to monkey that up? Hopefully I won't. I haven't yet, but there's always time. There's always room for monkeying it up. And we just learn from mistakes if we make them. Try to do better next time. Hurrying on something like this is not necessarily productive. Okay, there's the eyeball trying to be revealed. You actually wind up some of the time taking off the lens with the pelt. And you can be just, and that's the lens coming off of the eye. You can be just that close, and that's fine. Rather take the lens with you and remove it later than to lose your eyelid. Okay, so there's your eye, there's the lens, there's the eyelid. That's that close. Keep puncturing down in there for the other side. And now it's probably a good idea to, now that's just creepy, to do, getting a little bit more going on both sides so that you can, I think that might be the tear duct right there. We're fearfully and wonderfully made, just like the bears are. It's amazing looking at how intricate it all is. Okay. So we're getting there. Getting grosser looking. It's kind of not for the faint of heart. Okay, come on. Now you work it from the bottom because you still don't want to mess it up. We're spending lots of time on that because that's just so easy to... There we go. Now we're about away. There we go. Okay. So that's the eyes away and the ears away. That's your hardest part. Now you're working your way down here. And sooner than you imagine, you're about to hit the mouth. There's the lower jaw. Now there's the corner of the mouth right there. So it's right below the eye. Now for me, it's totally up to you. I've had trouble with the lips drying correctly. So once I get it skinned out, I actually take off 3/4 of the lip because it's so dense that I've had it try to go bad rather than, and you can't salt it very well on the lips. You do salt it as heavy as you can, and when you're salting your ears, salt them really, really heavy too. Okay. bear was the first big game I processed that I had taken, so imagine how intimidating that was as a new hunter. Okay, making sure you get the lower lip. This is part of the lower lip, and that's where it attaches to the gum. And just kind of keep turning your head so that you've got good access to everything, and tension on the pelt so you don't accidentally cut where you don't want. You're going to have instrument marks on your skull. That's just the way it is. Okay, so we're almost to the nose, and you can, there's the nose. And way back there is cartilage, so we can start. There's the tongue's in the way. Get your tongue in your mouth, lady. We're getting there. Okay. See that again? That's part of the lip. We're almost there. Almost away. There's your canines. There's your nose socket right there. So you don't want to cut off her nose to spite her face, as it were. So you go ahead and start going deeper there into the cartilage. Okay, and you can work that all out later, because you don't want to accidentally cut her nose off. It's not going to look good. Keep moving it around and rolling it around until you can get it loose. Do the work you need to do. Okay, stay close to the teeth, the end of the nose, so you don't lose it. Again, you're deep. Go deep. Always clean it up later. Almost away. Looking grosser. And this can be really intimidating working around the mouth. I'm wearing gloves. This is where your salivary glands are and stuff like this. If you have an injury of any kind, which I do, then you don't want that on your injury. I always try not to get hurt close to bear season, but you know, it happens. The tongue is totally in the way. Most of all, because you're working around the mouth, try not to cut yourself. Don't go too fast or too far to the side there. You're going to lose your lower lip and cut a hole in your chin. Which, you know, it's going to be on the bottom, so you're not going to see it really anyway. But again, this is not to specifications of a taxidermist. You're going to have to do some research if you want to do that. But this is the way I do it. Just like everything else I do, I have my own ways. They may not be right, but they work for me. Alright, see? That's the lower jaw. Okay, that's away. No holes. Always a celebration when you didn't make a hole. Or you didn't want one. And we are just seconds from being away. Again, stay real close in there, because you don't want to accidentally cut your nose off at the last possible second. Stay up by the teeth there. There you go. Okay. And it's away. Okay, so there's your nose. And there's the icky head. Not her most flattering. So you gotta get a look at what you've got here. And it looks good. And then, so one thing I do want to show you, you're going to clean all this up as much as you can. Like I say, I take away, see how dense this lip is? Particularly right here. Okay, that, for me, has not been drying. And right here, look at that density. So I've been cutting that back to about, I don't know, as thin as you can get away with without cutting a hole in the lip. Because this does not want to dry. And then on the ears, You're gonna, when you're cleaning this up, be
So you're
really
just
careful.
skinning more off of the back, right?
Yeah,
You're
off the
not,
back.
You're not cutting it this way. You're just skinning it deeper.
Yeah, I'm skinning it deeper because look at the density. Okay, that doesn't dry well.
Okay.
So then when you're peeling off the stuff on the ears, be aware of where you're at again, because you can cut a hole in your ear at the last possible second when you're cleaning it up. And you can pinch this up. This is cartilage, this is flesh. This is like cushioning around your ear. And be really careful that you don't nick that. This is the voice of experience. And we'll talk about salting later, but when you salt, you're going to heavily salt down that ear. The second bear we processed, we were poor at the time and we couldn't afford a lot of salt, and we didn't put a lot of salt down there, and we got a bug infestation during drying, and also we got rot because it was very warm. And you're going to check your pelt multiple times. Meantime, while we're working on this, we are putting this in the refrigerator because this can go bad just like your meat can go bad. You don't want it to go sour. And don't do it for too many days. You can freeze it, but it changes the way that the pelt works. So this has been skinning out your bear head. Good luck. Well, it's all monkeyed up there. There we go. Good luck.